Hi all, welcome to another VBA tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to use VBA dictionaries and what are the operations that can be performed on it. Okay, so let's get started with the code. Let's see our data set first. So we have a simple plain data which consists of computer parts and the units provided for it. Okay, so we have a lot of information here. Clear out the last one. So we have monitors, keyboard, mice, speakers, and the respective units or quantities for it. So we are going to add these into a dictionary. This will be our key and this will be the item corresponding to each key. Okay, let's get started. First of all, you need to import a reference, or you need to click on the reference which is named as Microsoft Scripting Runtime. You can do it from tools, go to reference, and you can find in your Microsoft libraries Microsoft Scripting Runtime. Okay, if it isn't if it is not ticked in your system, you can click on the tick and click on OK. Okay, so let's create a procedure. Let's call it working with dictionaries. Okay, let me declare a dictionary first. Dict demo as scripting dot dictionary. So this is the early binding way of using a dictionary. So let me just write it down, early binding. Okay, and let's declare a few other variables like I for which will help us in looping through the sheet, and then a few strings, maybe key as string and I unit as an integer. Okay, or maybe as a long only. And let's also declare a worksheet, and then sht as worksheet. Okay, so let's set the worksheet as my primary sheet that is being used, sheets 1. So the first sheet in my workbook is going to be named as sht for our future reference in the code. Let's create our dictionary as a new scripting dot dictionary. Okay, so we have set a new instance for the dictionary demo. Okay, now let's loop in through the sheet or the cells in the sheet. For I is equal to 2, and we are going to loop into the last cell of the sheet. So hst dot range a and rows count dot end at cell up dot row. Okay, so this is how I'm going to see how many rows are there, and we are going to loop in through that. You can find out the last cell in your sheet in any manner you want. There are many ways to do it, and you can use it like that. Okay, so when we are looping through, let's load a variable key which will be sht dot cells and I comma 1. So row 1 cell column 1 dot value. Okay, and then we have I unit, which is going to be the second column, row I and column 2 dot value. Okay, and then simply we are going to use dict demo dot add, and we are going to mention key and item in it. So you can simply write your key, which is a variable s key, and I unit, which is here. Okay, so this way you can give out your, let me just add key item. Okay, let me remove the sub parentheses, and you can add it while looping into the cells of your sheet. Okay, so let's see what will be the final count after all have been added. Debug.print. So for finding the count, you can simply use dict demo dot count. Okay, so since our sheet contains 11 rows, I mean 10 items, so the count in the dict demo would be 10. Okay, so let's try to run this program. we are setting up the sheet, we are going through loop through the cells. Key you can see we have got added as monitors, and our unit is 20, and it is added into the dictionary. Okay, you can loop in through all the items and add those one by one. Okay, so let's run it and let's see what is going to be our count. So this is my immediate window. Let me open it a little sideways, and once we go through this, you can see the count is 10. Okay, so this is going to be your count for the dictionary. Now let's say this example consists of all the new values to be added into the dictionary, but let's say we have a dictionary and in that we already have a particular instance or a particular key which is present. So how to deal with an existing key in our dictionary? So let me just copy printers in below and let's add some number to it. So while looping through the cells, it will add all these in one go, and when it will come to the 11th or the 11th item, it will see that printer's key is already there, which already exists in the dictionary, and it should throw an error without any error handler or without handling the existing values. So what we are going to do is we are going to use dict.exist method, and we are going to see if that particular key already exists in the dictionary. We are going to add up the units. So what we are going to do is, first when printer is added, it will have 9 units, and when in the second instance of printers, when it comes to the second printers, it will add up 10 to 9, which will be a total of 19 units to it. Okay, so we are going to see how we can do that. Okay, so in the same code, let's try to modify it a little bit. If dict demo.exist as key, then if it already exists, okay, so if the key already exists, else and end if. I'm going to put this into the else, which means that if it doesn't exist, and when it exists, then we are going to do a little bit of different operation. So let me just declare another variable, dim I count as long. Okay, and let's use it here. So I count would be dict demo, and in brackets we are going to give the key name. So what does it gives us is, when we use dict demo and then give the key name as in the parentheses, it gives us the item. Okay, we will see how it works. And then I count is equal to I count plus I unit. So here in this particular line, what we are doing is, first we are setting the I count as the already existing units in that particular key in the dictionary. Then what we are going to do is we are going to add up I count with the I unit, which is in the next cell of the worksheet. Okay, once this is done, we are going to assign this particular value into our dictionary. Div s key is equal to I count. Okay, so this is going to add up our units in it. Okay, and while we are printing it, let me just add another item, another loop here. So for I is equal to 0 to dict demo dot count minus 1. So this dictionaries are in VBA are indexed 0, so we have to start from 0, and for the last number we have the length minus 1. Okay, so total length of the dictionary minus 1. Okay, and here we are going to print debug dot print, let's say key and dict demo dot keys, and we are going to give the index number I, and we are going to put item, or let's say unit, and this will be given as dict demo dot items and the index number. Okay, so dict demo dot keys will print out the key, the value of the key in the dictionary, for that particular index, and dict_demo.items would print out the item number for that particular index. Okay, so let's see this, and let me just put a breakpoint here. We do not need this as such. Okay, so let's see. Let's run the code. So we are now setting up the dictionary as a new dictionary complete. We are going to loop in through until the last cell, last row, which is 12th row. Unit is monitor, key is monitor, unit is 20 now. If it exists, okay, so this is a new complete new dictionary, so it doesn't exist. It's going to add up the new value in it. Okay, let's run it for a few times and then we will see if it comes into I count. Speakers, CPU, webcam. Okay, so we have got printers. So since this is the first instance of printers, it is adding it as a new key and item. Okay, let's go to the next one. Desk pads, simply added as new. USB hub, added as new. Okay, again we have got printer. So this is the second instance of printer. Now dict_demo.exist this. Okay, if I simply use it into the immediate window, I will get a boolean value of true. So this particular key, which is printers, exists in the dictionary. Now let's go back to the code and see what does it gives. So it enters a code for it. So I count, which is, you can see dict_demo.sk, which is 9 currently. So this is the current units added. Okay, we have assigned it to the I count, and I units is now 10. So I count will now be 19. Okay, and this is going to be added. Dict_demo.keys is equal to I count. So the new count or the new item value is going to be assigned to the particular key. Okay, and if okay, so this was it. Now let's loop in through the dictionary and print out the keys. Let me just clear up the immediate window. Okay, first key is monitor, units is 20. Keyboards, unit is 15. Mice, unit 35. So this is how we are going to loop through the dictionary and all the values in the dictionary. Okay, let me just put a stop, and you can see you have printed all the things. And for the particular printers, we have got a total units in 19. It's not 9 and then 10, it is complete 19 into a single key. So we have got 1 2 3 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11 11 items only. Okay, so this is how you can operate with the dictionaries and add up to values and loop in through the dictionary keys and values. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this would help you in your coding. Thank you for watching.